Welcome to Focus Friday for June 12th. My name is Bertram Wong. I'm a retired minister with ECO, and I currently serve as the chair of the ministry partnership team for Southern California Presbytery, as well as the moderator for San Gabriel's Session. Today we're going to focus on the second I am saying of Jesus, found in John's Gospel, chapter 8, verse 12. John writes, "Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." On the Thomas Nelson Bible's website, they offer a brief explanation for each of the 7 I am sayings of Jesus. And for the saying, I am the light of the world, this is what they give. To a world lost in darkness, Christ offers himself as a guide. I thought I would have us look at a preceding context of John chapter 8 in order to more fully appreciate this saying of Jesus. As we look at the verses leading up to John chapter 8, verse 12, I highlighted some words that reflect Jesus being visible, being knowable, words that really go hand in hand with the idea that Jesus is the light. So I'm going to read from John chapter 7, the second part of verse 1 to the first part of verse 6. Then verses 8 through 10, and skipping down to verse 14, then 25 through 30. I'll also read John chapter 8, verse 2, and then again, John chapter 8, verse 12. Jesus went about in Galilee. He would not go about in Judea because the Jews were seeking to kill him. Now the Jews' feast of booths was at hand. So his brothers said to him, "Leave here and go to Judea, that your disciples also may see the works you are doing. For no one works in secret if he seeks to be known openly. If you do these things, show yourself to the world," for not even his brothers believed in him. Jesus said to them, "My time has not yet come. You go up to the feast. I am not going up to this feast, for my time has not yet fully come." After saying this, he remained in Galilee. But after his brothers had gone up to the feast, then he also went up, not publicly, but in private. About the middle of the feast, Jesus went up into the temple and began teaching. Some of the people of Jerusalem therefore said, "Is not this the man whom they seek to kill? And here he is speaking openly, and they say nothing to him. Can it be that the authorities really know that this is the Christ? But we know where this man comes from, and when the Christ appears, no one will know where he comes from." So Jesus proclaimed, as he taught in the temple, "You know me, and you know where I come from, but I have not come of my own accord. He who sent me is true, and him you do not know. I know him, for I come from him, and he sent me." So they were seeking to arrest him, but no one laid a hand on him because his hour had not yet come. Early in the morning he came again to the temple. All the people came to him, and he sat down and taught them. Again Jesus spoke to them, saying, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." You might remember that we began 2020 promoting the theme, Seeing Jesus Clearly. And that's something that we can really do, and that really is consistent with this saying of Jesus. The idea of Focus Fridays is also consistent. We can only focus on that which we see. The Seeing Jesus Clearly theme comes after our Saying Yes to Jesus theme from 2019, and will lead into the Walking with Jesus theme of discipleship for 2021. I just wanted to draw out 3 implications for us in light of this statement that comes from Jesus. The first is that we can and we need to trust Jesus alone for wisdom and direction. There's so many people that we might otherwise trust, whose words we might pay attention to and follow, but only Jesus has the authority to guide and direct our lives. And only Jesus alone is fully trustworthy. The second implication is that we need to wait patiently for him to guide us. The fact that Jesus is trustworthy doesn't mean that his wisdom and direction comes immediately. Sometimes we need to persevere and wait for his wisdom and for his direction. Psalm 37 is a great passage of scripture to reflect on. And finally, a third implication is to remember that Jesus was no stranger to conflict. When the darkness of conflict descends, We don't have to be fearful, even as Jesus was not fearful to face conflict. We don't have to be fearful to face conflict, that we can truly trust in him and believe that he will guide us through the conflict so that we can reflect his light in all that we do. So my hope is that you'll be encouraged and that you will recognize anew that Jesus is the light of the world and that we can live our lives distinctly as a result.